we have the Craic brothers. And this guy, just in case, do anybody ever watch those programs on TV where they have the veterinarians, like this guy's a veterinarian. He was in the Army for 30 years. He's a retired colonel in the Army. And then he makes 20 bucks a night with the Craic brothers. So, how do you guys want to do it?
Yep, do a nice reel.
Do it.
here. Thank you, Craic Brothers. That was outstanding, excellent. We're so glad that you're here with us, joining us today. I did want to say we've got some listeners down in Florida. Patsy Lowry and Marge McKay is down there in Florida. Our friends in Ireland, and County Mayo and around Ireland. And we also have our esteemed guest to Cleveland, and Gerry. He has arrived with Mr. Fitzpatrick. I'm going to take his coat right here and his hat, and he's going to have a seat right here.
You can tell, just like the studio, very informal we are. You tell? And everything is rehearsed. You can tell that too, right? Now this man... Yes. This man that I'm about to introduce you to was the Attorney General of Ireland for 4 years. He's a famous lawyer, about as famous as he can get, and he's been in Cleveland for the last 3 days. Paul Gallagher, all the way. Would you give him a big one? Now, I said to Paul last night, I said, we're not going to get too serious. You know, the legal system is very serious stuff. There's a lot of things going on in Ireland and Europe, and this man is very well acquainted with all of it. But at the same time, we don't get too much into the weeds talking about serious stuff. So Paul, welcome to Cleveland. I know you've been the guest of Collins and Scanlon, and you want to mention something about them right away.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Gerry. It's a great honour to be in Cleveland, to meet so many people. And Collins and Scanlon are remarkable in their generosity, in their organisation, and in their outreach to the Irish community and the events they organise in connection with St. Patrick's Day. And I and the previous guests of Collins and Scanlon really appreciate what they have done. And it's made it very special for me and for my wife, Lorna. And I know it has equally been special for the people who came before me. And to share in an American celebration of St. Patrick's Day is something very special. I've had the privilege of doing it once before in Seattle, but if there's nobody in Seattle listening, I could say that Cleveland certainly trumps Seattle. It's been fantastic.
Just quickly, the Attorney General, everybody here knows what the Attorney General does in America, but is it about the same in Ireland?
No, it's a bit different, Gerry. In Ireland, the Attorney General is the legal advisor to the government. He doesn't have responsibility for the Department of Justice like your Attorney General has. There's a Minister for Justice that looks after the Department of Justice, which incorporates the Gardaí, your police, and all aspects relating to the criminal civil justice system and all of our European obligations in that context. As Attorney General, I have to advise on all legal issues that come before the government, whether it's civil, criminal, relation to the financial crisis, and I'm an independent officer, I'm non-political, and that's how I discharge my functions.
I know you got to University Circle, it's one of the gems of the city of Cleveland. What was your impression of it?
It's an amazing place. The visual amenity is magnificent. I suspect it's particularly beautiful in late spring and in summer, but most important of all is the intensity of the development, the intellectual development represented by the hospitals, by the university itself, and the great ideas and industries that it has spawned. We visited the Cleveland Clinic, and it is an amazing place, and the ethos of the clinic and what it has achieved in terms of medical development is quite amazing.
So, can you stay with us for a little while?
Gerry,
and
yes.
I want you to hear some of the music.
Thank you very much.
And we have a harpist with us today.
Great.
The instrument there, right?
Absolutely.
National instrument.
It is, yes.
Well, what's the plan now? You're marching in the parade today, right?
Yes.
And you're marching with Collins and Scanlon.
Exactly. That's correct, yes.
So then we have a lot going on the rest of the day, right?
We do, yeah. The parade is the highlight of the day. That's what I'm really looking forward to. It sounds very special, and I've heard a lot about it. And after that, we have a few events, receptions, so it'll continue, I think, late into the evening if not tonight, Gerry. Yeah.
I don't know if you knew this or not, but you know, we're one of the few cities in America that hold their St. Patrick's Day on St. Patrick's Day. Now, a lot of cities have gone to Saturdays. Cleveland, New York, Savannah are three that I know of, still hold it on St. Patrick's Day, and I think that's unique.
It's unique, and I think it's very special. In Seattle, it wasn't on St. Patrick's Day, but I think it gives a special resonance when it's on the day itself. So that's special, and I hope you can maintain that.
Oh yes, we will. We like to celebrate things that happened 1,600 years ago, right? Was it 432?
432.
432
Yeah.
became there.
We're not there to the 1600 yet, but we're
And
getting
you know what I noticed too? A lot of the Italians, they like to claim St. Patrick as their own. Do you know that? Do you notice that?
Yes, I do. But I think we'll hold on to him. He's been a great benefit to us.
As you told a nice story last night about being in Moscow for St. Patrick's Day. You want to tell us that?
Yes, I was in Moscow for St. Patrick's Day as Attorney General, and they closed down Putin's route to the Kremlin so that we could have our celebrations. Slightly different atmosphere from Cleveland. There were policemen and soldiers with guns along the route to make sure there were no disturbances. I'm not sure what disturbances they envisaged, because it actually was a day of great celebration. Irish dancing, Irish wolfhounds, a long parade, and it was a really great honour for a small nation like Ireland to be accorded that wonderful opportunity to celebrate its National Day, and no other country in Russia gets that honour, so it was very, very special.
Yeah, you told a story about the Queen going to Moscow. Are they trying to have a parade for the Queen?
Yeah, I'm afraid the United Kingdom wished to have a similar parade to celebrate the Queen's 50th anniversary on the throne, but they weren't accorded that privilege because no country is allowed to have a parade in Moscow to celebrate their National Day or any national event. And when it was pointed out that the Irish are allowed to do that, well, they were told, you're not the Irish. So I think we're very proud of that.
So thank you. Our Craic brothers are back. Here they are.
We one called the Tandem Reel. Features our fiddle player here, Mark Maddox from Bozeman, Montana. do you think, Gerry? One more?
Ready to roll this?
It's going to Gerry on and running for locking.
All right, sure.
All right, so we do one called, so it's called McLaughlin's Gun. It's a true story, sort of. You know how the other stories are. About a cousin up in Newport, in Sand Hill Mountains, or Tyrnauer, and he fought for Kilroy in the War of Independence. Anyway, so he had a gun that he used during the war, and then he went on the anti-treaty side. So he hid the gun because he didn't know if he was going to need it. And then nobody knew where the gun was, and about 50 years later, his son found it in a hollowed-out fence post. So he did what anybody would do. He put it in the shed for about 20 years. Somebody said, this thing belongs in a museum. So this gun is now sitting in the Westport K Museum. So this is a story of McLaughlin's gun. Damage. Right, start now. Big fat blood that had a gun, he carried it on parade. Took it on the road with the boys of the old brigade. Fought with Kilroy in the fire against the black man. American command on the fire was fat wild night. From Newport to Ronnie, they carried on Kennedy. Fought along with the IRA, so highway 53. And after some treaty, that blood is still a wall. Get their gun and not see what they needed anymore. Went back to his family, wouldn't talk about the war with anyone. Put away that semi-dog, said goodbye to his days on the run. And then 50 years later, when the clock went better bigger, he took me down to the grave. Since son Brendan knows the land, one day he wakes and hears that there's trouble at hand. His sheep keep disappearing, the situation's tense. Then Brendan starts being every bad gig all in the fence. So I'll fix it up the fence. Brendan stops and takes a rest, but he's done. Sitting on a rock, he sees that wooden stock in the sun. There inside a post, he spies his father's ghost. And now he has to see my own place. Oh, that rebel gun. Oh, rebel gun. Sits up on a wooden shelf inside of a glass case. Look real hard, you'll see yourself next to that rubber space. The ghosts of Ireland are buried across the land one by one. They charge them to the dump. They fought that British flag and navy. Heroes are all gone and the curtains have gone.
Yes, folks. They are the Black Rebels.
It's the story of McLaughlin's gun.
You're not leaving me, are you? You do what? Now this.
What do you think, Gerry? One more?
Ready to roll this?
It's fine, Gerry. All
All right, sure.
right, so we're gonna do one called, this one's called McLaughlin's Gun. It's a true story, sort of. You know how the other stories are. About a cousin up in Newport, in Sand Hill Mountains here in Tyrnauer, and he fought for Kilroy in the War of Independence. Anyway, so he had a gun that he used during the war, and then he went on the anti-treaty side. So he hid the gun because he didn't know if he was going to need it. And then nobody knew where the gun was, and about 50 years later, his son found it in a hollowed-out fence post. So he did what anybody would do. He put it in the shed for about 20 years. Somebody said, this thing belongs in a museum. So this gun is now sitting in the Westport Cave Museum. So this is a story of McLaughlin's gun. Dance. Right, start out. Big fat Sullivan had a gun, he carried it on parade. Took it on the run with the boys of the old brigade. Fought with Kilroy in the fire against the black man. American command on the fire was that wild man. From Newport to Moronias, they carried on Kennedy. Fought along with the IRA, so highway 53. And after the Treaty is, that blood is still a wall. Get there. His son Brendan knows the land. One day he wakes and thinks that there's trouble ahead. His sheep keep disappearing. Situation's tense. Then Brendan starts being every damn big hole in the fence. So I'll fix it up.